I know, I'm dark. I don't know how my microphone sounds. Let me just, Hello there, world. This is my microphone as of now, right now, guys. You like it? I just moved, so I'm in a different house. That's why it probably sounds echoing here. I have my acoustic tiles, they're here, but I have to have them installed, so that's going to be a whole different journey. But what the end of the story is that my microphone cable right now is not here yet. So I have one part of the microphone cable. I'm waiting for the amp to arrive today. So once the amp arrives and I'm able to do that, I mean, my microphone's literally... Wait, we'll get it. We're getting there. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. I was gonna say, my microphone's literally right here. Like, it's right there, but I don't have an amp to plug it into, so it's not great right now. But my Wi-Fi's hooked up. I got my monitor hooked up. It's in front of me. I have my second monitor that I ordered. That's hooked up, so everything's good. I'm just gonna put my mic back here. We'll see how the audio is and everything, but hopefully it should be good. Honestly, the microphone's not terrible. It's just not great. But it was a $5 microphone I ordered on Amazon like a year ago for my PlayStation, so it should be fine. Let me make sure that you guys can hear the in-game audio. Let's see. Yes, you can. I think. It looks like it's working. Turn down my audio to about 30. This is my old Alienware headset, and my lights, I need to order lights. I forgot about that. So I have to order lights that go up on the walls so that I don't look like I'm in a very, very dark room. I mean, actually, this room has a light in it. Let me see if it's better with the light on. Wait, it has a light in it. Where's the light switch, bro? What? Wait, I'll find it. Okay, that might be better. I might actually be a little bit more visible with this on. Let's see. Is that any... Yeah, you know, that is a little better. It's a little bit better. Alright, good. We got some light. Alright, we're ready. We're ready. Who needs light or sound? I agree. So, the Polish tank destroyers are released, as we can see here. I'm going to turn my monitor... Oh. I'm going to turn on my monitor's brightness. It's a little bit less bright than I want it to be. Picture setup. Brightness. Set that to max. There you go. And go away. Sweet. Okay. Monitor brightness is set to max. So, I didn't even know the Polish tank destroyers were released. I was moving. I was in the car moving the past 3 days. So, I literally just finally got everything set up. And the reason I didn't get my stuff set up sooner is because Amazon frickin' screwed me over, dude. I ordered a table, and I ordered everything so that it would be here a day before I got here. So I ordered a table that would be here on Tuesday. I ordered a headset, because I still have the other house, so I ordered a headset for this house. I ordered my keyboard, which is right here for this house. I ordered a mouse. I ordered a bunch of things. And... everything was supposed to arrive from Amazon on Tuesday. And then, for some reason, 3 of the items got delayed. So I had to find my old Alienware headset, which is broken, but it works. It works for a day. So I have my old headset. I'm glad I brought a auxiliary cable, because I needed that. I don't have my microphone amp, so I can't use that. Thankfully, I brought my shitty little piece of junk microphone thing. And then, I also don't have my mouse. This is my mom's mouse that I gave her, so I'm using that for now. So basically, nothing that I ordered, and the table didn't arrive. The table still hasn't arrived. It's 2 days later, and the table is the main thing I needed because I needed the table to put everything up on. So I actually went to this big furniture store yesterday, put a table together, which took me about 5 frickin' hours, worse than IKEA instructions, and finally, after everything said and done, we're here recording. So, we're all good. We are all good. I've not played any of the Polish TDs. I legitimately didn't even know they were released until I loaded up Blitz today. The Type 5 is coming out in like 2 days, so that is something... Actually, no, I think the Type 5 is coming out tomorrow, so... I already recorded those videos, but I need to record videos on the Zadymka, Burza, Gowika, Kilana, Gonkiewicza, and Gonkiewicza. So, there's a lot. So, we're going to start I mean, I'm not really going to play the tier 5, I'll be honest. We're going to skip the tier 5. It's really ugly, I don't know. I mean, you guys can let me know if you want to see it played, but I don't know if we want to sit in queue for like 10 minutes to get like 2 games played, so... I think we'll start at the tier 6, and then we'll make our way... Why didn't it research? Research, yes. So we'll start at the tier 6, and then we'll make our way to the tier 10. I think that's what we're going to do. So let's start at the tier 6 to equip this vehicle. Let's see, gun's got good DPM. The aiming time is pretty bad. Dispersion is terrible. I do remember this thing's armor being pretty good, though. Let's go to provisions. Let's put on Zurak, food, and fuel. Also, if I don't play amazing, it's because this is not my mouse I'm used to. All of my sensitivity, DPI, all of that I'm going to have to mess with. But I'm not going to mess with this mouse because my mouse arrived later today, like 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So I'm not going to mess with anything. Oh, sweet. I have the camos already on this vehicle. I guess Wargaming gave the press accounts the camos. That's an... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's nice. I actually like these camos. They look pretty sick, I have to say. I'm glad that Wargaming finally gave a whole line pretty good camos through and through. Alright, so let's put that there. And... looks like... Can I... No, I can't change the profile. Yeah, I don't think I can change the DPI. Oh, I can. Oh. I don't know what DPI. I'm going to leave it at this DPI for now. Yeah, this DPI is good. Alright. Okay. Oh, wait, I need to put equipment on it. This tank will be disgusting to fight against in tournaments. 250 mils of pen. We're going to put on armor. I'm going to probably run armor on the whole line, and we're going to run hand consumables. Now, while we're in queue, because this is tier 6, well, we might get into a match quick, because there's a lot of people probably trying this thing out. But while we're waiting, let's go to Blitzkit, and let's take a look at the vehicle armor profile. So tier 6, tank destroyer, and then it is the Burza. I think this is the one that looked the most overpowered to me on paper when I went over the line before. If we take a look at it, we can see... Yeah, this is the one. This is the one that looked incredibly overpowered to me. The superstructure is 250 millimeters thick to 290. The upper plate's 200. Like, this thing hauled down will be physically impossible to pen. This is 247 mils of premium, and you literally can't cut... Oh, wait, you guys can't see that. Wait. What the heck's going on here? What the heck is going on here? What? Screen capture. What? Alright, screen 1. Alright, I got it. There you go. Okay, we're good. Where am I? Webcam? There. Okay, there you go. We're fixed. Either way, the armor on this thing looks incredible. I mean, 290, 400, 300. With enhanced armor, the weakest points are 240 thick. It's a freaking tier 6, dude. I mean, what the heck was Wargaming smoking when they put this thing into the game? Of course, we're not getting into a battle yet, but still, like, I seriously... I don't know what Wargaming was smoking when they thought that this tier 6 should have this much armor. Thank you for the donation, tacos. Appreciated. Yeah, what is this, dude? I swear. Wargaming just does, yeah, that'll do. And what's funny is that, if you guys remember, I had said, I'm hoping that Wargaming's going to test these vehicles before they release them into the game, and they didn't test. They literally just released them as is. So the statistics that I showcased, the tier 10 of having over 4,000 effective DPM, all of those stats I showcased are still the exact same. It's a little bit crazy. Alrighty, here we go. I'll definitely have to move my... I'll have to figure out my camera positioning. Okay, what is this? Oh, that's just the cable. Fun facts, they haul up armor. Indeed they do. All right. Now, the best way to use this thing is obviously to try and hide the lower plates, but I don't know if I'm going to have the opportunity to do that here. Oh, we got the KV. We might be able to hide our lower plate here. Oh, amazing driving. The thing about this tank is that it doesn't just have good armor. The gun is really bad, I will say that. But, like, it doesn't just have good armor. It also has pretty good DPM. Oh, I was hoping we could hit that shot. Dang, dude. It was so close. Oh, we got the blast droid in the back. Let's aim. We can actually overmatch the armor on that thing. This tank is hard. What the heck? Want a VC? Sure, we can VC, Davey. Yeah, this thing hits really hard, dude. Again, like, this guy cannot pen me. As long as I sit here and I keep my lower plate hidden, I really don't think anything's going to pen this thing. It's stupid, dude. It's absolutely stupid. Yeah. I mean, I voiced my opinions. There's always people that are like, oh, Droodles calls everything OP, but there's a reason why. It's because sometimes everything is just OP. We brought that tier 5 down to a one-shot, and there you go, we're going to let it bounce. Let's get that player cleared out of the game, and I'm just going to face hug the KV if I can. Let's see, as long as my teammates move out of my way. Nice, 278. This thing hits so hard. Like, I need to check its alpha, but it looks like it's around the 300 mark, which is pretty high for a tier 6 tank destroyer. Alright, well the Blastoid's basically cooked. And honestly, this tank isn't that slow either. I mean, it's faster than you would expect for how overpowered it is. Let's see, let's move over here, see if we can get some damage into the Basolto. Aiming. The gun is definitely terrible though. I mean, this gun has absolutely no accuracy. I mean, you can see that. You just aim and aim and aim and aim. But again, nothing can pen me. I mean, I still have not lost a single hit point this game. It's 280 alpha? Yeah, that's stupid, dude. Like, it's got really good alpha, really good armor, and as you can see, the mobility, it's not bad. I mean, the tank only goes 32. The further up you go in the line, the faster they go. But going 32 alone is pretty quick for the most part. I mean, this thing is not slow. How would you guys rate my microphone quality on a scale of 1 to 10? Boom. 255. We're already doing pretty good in this game, to be honest, guys. We're up to 2,500 damage, which, as you know, for a tier 6 matchup, is pretty good if you ask me. That's a solid amount of damage to have. We got stuck on that turret. Come over here, Buggy. Do you want to fight me? Hello, good sir. Bump. Easy clear. Yeah, this thing's, it's a little stupid, guys. It's a little stupid. 6? Well, I guess it's better than a 2. The echo is insane. Yeah. As I said, there's unfortunately nothing I can do about it. Oh, that was a pretty good game. Alright, trigger. Let me get in VC. You're probably not going to be able to hear me because my microphone is not connected to Discord. Yeah, I won't be able to hear him at all. Oh, my microphone's working. Output device needs to go to... needs to be set to Realtek HD Audio second output. Realtek Digital. Oh, there it is. Okay. Nice. All right.
Guess what? Now you sound like me before I got these headphones.
Damn. Good thing that, good thing I'll have my cable today. Alright, let's go again, guys. Let's do one more game in the Burza. I'm not going to play too many games in the lower tiers, because if I did like 3 games in each tier, then I wouldn't really get many games in tier 10. Am I in Arizona now? Indeed, I am now in Arizona. And all those people that try leaking my address now have to find a new one.
How's the weather there?
Sunny.
Probably hot as hell.
It's
hot as hell.
probably similar to South Africa, let's be real.
Yeah, it's not even spring yet, and we're already in the like 30 degrees. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit. Let me
30
check.
degrees. You guys are almost at freezing.
No, let me do this. Celsius.
It's 86. Yeah, would you like to know the temperature right now?
Yeah.
It's, oh crap, 37 C out right now.
Damn.
Yeah.
So Europe.
It's hotter here.
Yeah, you're like our most northern province.
Come on,
It's like between 36 and about 45 degrees average.
Oh, here we go. Wait, am I wearing this backward? No, it is here. This mic, or this headset has a mic, but it's pretty pointless to use. I'm start strong, but a frontline TD like Bosch, and this line feels awkward because there's no turret. I mean, maybe, but it has 4,200 DPM. I mean, how do you fight that thing, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I don't know exactly where I want to play on this map.
What's the gun depression on the tier 10?
The whole line is 6. So it's not great. It's mid. PC, they all have 7 degrees, but yeah, Blitz, they're more in the depression department. Oh, we got an enemy! Oh, that was a great shot. Oh, there's a lot of teams here. Unfortunately,
Well, that's what he has said. He's gonna find you. He's in Phoenix.
Yep. As long as you give me more money. Nice. Now, the only problem with this tank is that you have to hide that lower plate, which, as you guys can see right now, is not really possible. If this KV-1S hits me, it could really suck. So, oh, he didn't shoot me. Nice. It's got a nice tracking shell, 350. Yeah, this thing it's still OP because even though the armor on flat ground isn't amazing, the gun still has really, really good DPM. So, like, you have good everything. You have good DPM, you have good mobility for the most part, you have really good alpha damage for the tier, really good penetration, and the mobility's not even bad. I mean, the only thing that I will say is bad about this tank currently is the gun. The accuracy is really bad. But, if you give it time to aim in, it still hits the shots.
Mm-hmm.
Saw it.
But I bet your drive to Arizona was painful.
Yeah. It was. It was a 3-day drive. Ow.
Damn.
AMX ELC camping in the back. Aiming. Can we H-aim? Oh, we can, but I'm not going to risk it. There's no point. I could die to the cryo, so I have to be very careful. Nice. One easy shell. Okay. I should out-reload this cryos. I think he cooked himself. Bye-bye. Bozo. I always love when people do that. They just YOLO thinking that they're gonna win and then don't. Oh, that ELC is still right there. Let's load an HE. Big low roll. Not really sure what this ELC is doing. Bye-bye. My Wi-Fi is pretty good here. It's much better than my Ohio Wi-Fi. My upload is, which is what's important for streaming, so I can increase my bit rate.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, all that's left is the AT2. Come on.
Imagine having better internet in the desert.
I couldn't get my gun down. Alright, that's all we're going to do in the tier 6. This tier 6 is very good, as you guys can see. 3,000 damage, first class. I mean, the armor is great. The gun is manageable. The thing about a bad gun is if you have armor that works in your favor, it's not too big of a deal. Because as long as you can still work the gun, like, for example, the Minnow gun on paper is terrible. But because the Minnow has such good armor, I can still use the tank properly because I don't need to back up constantly. I can aim in fully and get my shots to pen. Where if you're in a tank that has a good gun, but you have to constantly move like the 215B, I actually don't love the on-movement dispersion on the 215B because a lot of the times you have to snap your shots and it misses those shots. So, certain tanks, the way that they're designed, allow you to have a more enjoyable experience with the gun, even if it's less accurate. Where other tanks that have worse armor, you have to back up quicker, which gives you less time to hit your shots. Now, the tier 7 seemed to me the most balanced of the line when I looked at the armor profile and everything about it, because that's about the same DPM as the tier 6. Its mobility might be slightly better, but in general, the tier 7 did not seem OP, where the tier 6 just seems completely overpowered. But I do know the tier 7 has an alpha damage increase. It does. It's sitting at 360. That is a hard shot. And not only that, but it has pretty good pen.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Alright, so let's take a look at the tier 7 guys. Well, let's get in the queue. And then while we're in queue, I will pull up the armor profile just like before. So let's do that. No, I had a burp there. Alright, so how do we... There we go. SDP Gowika. So let's take a look at this thing. If we take a look at the armor, Put on enhanced. We can see frontally, it is strong. It's about 250. But you have to remember, you're fighting tier 8s and tier 7. So most of the games you play, the moment people load gold, they're going to be able to cut right through that armor profile. So that is something to keep in mind. It's only got about 250, which is really good against tier 7 and 6, but really bad against higher tiers. So that is something that you'll have to keep in mind. Also, this upper plate here is only 95. The lower plate's actually stronger. It's about 160. But the upper plate, only 95. So what that means is that, in reality, the armor on this tank definitely seems to be the most balanced. It's going to be hard to hide that upper plate there, only being 95 thick. I mean, even using gun depression. You can see it's barely hidden. So it is going to be hard to use this vehicle, in my opinion, compared to the rest of the line. But again, we'll have to find out what exactly happens. This tank is definitely the weirdest looking of the whole line. Mobility-wise, we'll have to see. It definitely feels slower than the tier 6 in terms of power to weight, but we'll have to see if it goes faster in terms of top speed. What's wrong with my microphone? I don't have my good mic yet, so that's what the thing is. That's why my lighting looks weird too. We got a Loza's Sherman. Alright, let's make our way. I don't even know where I want to go. I mean, as I said, this thing's lower plate's going to be very hard to actually hide, so I'm not sure where exactly I want to position this thing. Right now, I want to go right here, aiming on the VK. There you go, nice 352. We got a nice bounce as well. This gun does hit really hard, I will say that. Like 360 alpha damage is that nice sweet spot where you can outtrade your opponents. Nice, got another bounce. However, it looks like we might be getting rushed here, which is not ideal, let's be honest. Let's aim it on the Lycan again. There you go, nice 335. Let's keep turning. We can see the traverse speed on this tank. Not amazing, that is a fact. But the Lycan, for some reason, decided to face hug me, even though that's like the worst play you can make. He shot me in the hull and bounced. And now, we simply reload and get the clear into his vehicle. Now we have to turn towards the Comet. Oh, no, we got the DK. That's a problem. I don't know what to do about that. Yeah, we might be cooked, guys. I'm going to aim it on the Comet really quickly, so we can shoot that player pretty easily. But with the VK on my rear, I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. Let's just head over here, and let's just waste his time at least. But unfortunately, as you can see, the moment a light tank does get to your rear, you're kind of screwed. It's not really the fault of the tank, though. We had 6 teammates, not a single one helped me, right? I mean, think about it. We literally had 6 teammates, and not a single one of my teammates helped me with any of those vehicles that were trying to get on my flank, that were trying to rush me, so whatever.
What do you expect at tier 7?
Yeah. I don't... Once you get to, like, tier 8, you start to get okay teammates. Sometimes.
Sometimes. If you're lucky.
1900 damage, and oh, we still the top on the team. I mean, the gun on this tank definitely feels better than the tier 6 in terms of its dispersion. It's .308 and 3.7 seconds of aiming time. I don't remember exactly what the tier 6 was, because I don't remember. I don't think I had equipment. So they seem similar in terms of dispersion, but if you have the same dispersion but you go up by 100 alpha, it's gonna feel better, right? I mean, that's just how it is. Alright, let's do one more game. You got big brained by the VK. Yeah, I got bigler brained. The problem is, in tier 6, people make stupid YOLOs, and they kind of get away with them. That's the problem. Like, if you're in tier 10 and you make a YOLO like that in a light tank, chances are there's going to be a 183 in the back or something that's just going to nuke you. So, you're not, and not only that, but the tanks themselves are much more dangerous, right? The Gonkiewicza does like 700 damage per shot in tier 10. So if you make that play against a tier 10, the chances of it going well for you are much worse than it is at tier 6. Yeah, I need to get a garbage from this room, I just realized. I'll have to order one. Alright, here we go! Let's see what we can do. We'll do one game in this vehicle, and then we'll go to the tier 8. And the tier 8 we'll do 3 games in, the tier 9 we might do 4, and then the tier 10 we'll do how many I feel like until I don't want to play it anymore. Alright. My win rate in tier 8 is worse than in tier 9 and 10. Interesting. I mean, tier 8 is easy. The lower the tier you go, the easier it is to win. It's really simple as it is. The reason why is your hit points go further. Oh, that's a smasher. Yep, and he went right through the lower plate. As I said, on flat ground, this thing's armor is just not going to be nearly as effective as when you're using that actual gun compression and trying to hide that front plate. Got that Tiger front line. Oh, I saw that ricochet off. Yeah, let's move over here. Gonna give me room for a switch, or you just gonna keep blocking? You're doing great, dude. You're doing great. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Wow. It must be hard to let your teammates move. It really must be. Alright. Let's aim it on the buggy. Or not. Okay, we do get pinning shot. That was a nice roll. 437, that's a pretty big juicer, I will say. That grave digger is absolutely trash. It's just too good at the game, exactly. Yesterday, the tier 5 was so annoying on Europe, you couldn't get into a battle without for them. I mean, unless you're playing the tier 5, I'm not sure why you'd be in tier 5 to begin with. Like, if you're grinding the line, understandable. But if you're just, like, playing tier 5 to play tier 5, it's a little goofy, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, 480 damage eye explosive into that guy. That is pretty nasty, if you ask me. That's a pretty juicer roll. Alright, let's get it clear into the Dreadnought. And then we have the Tiger front line. Oh, look, the Forest Witch is getting in my way for the 5th time now. Oh. Yeah, I mean, this thing's fine. It doesn't seem overpowered. It doesn't seem underpowered. It seems balanced for the tier that we're in. I swear, if this Forest Witch doesn't move, I'm going to literally touch it.
He's doing it on purpose. You couldn't see he's doing it on purpose.
No, then he turned away. I just think he's stupid. Sometimes I think it's on purpose, but I also sometimes think that the player base is just so stupid that they're actually just doing it on accident.
Or he's one of those guys that's driving in sniper mode.
Probably.
I just see you ping me.
I'm moving up. Yeah, this thing is not very fast. Only going 32-ish kilometers per hour. But 450 roll into that IS-2. I mean, that's a pretty nasty roll. And if I face hug, it should be very hard for that IS to realistically. Yep, there you go. Could not cut through me at all. Tiger, you're gonna. Oh, okay. Our Tiger is firing high explosive. What a shot. And all that's left is the VZ-55 all the way on the other side of that. What's with the cam and sound? Right now, I have just gotten all my computer stuff set up after moving, so it might take me a day or two to get everything set up. The acoustic tiles are definitely going to be the biggest pain to get set up, but once those are done, we'll be good. Come on, VZ. I think Bro's just cooked himself. What are we doing? Bro, do you think his teammates make it their goal to get in my way? Like, dude, what are we doing? What are we doing? How you doing, Lego? Not a bad game. 2,600 damage. Topping the team again. Not really sure what this guy was doing. 46%er. There you go. What a shocker. Alright, now we start to get to the part of the line where the mechanics actually matter. We have the tier 8, we have the tier 9, and we have the tier 10. So, this is where the mechanics actually are going to start to do something. Tier 8, to me, looked incredibly overpowered, but we'll have to see. You know, it's interesting, I've not seen a single Polish TD yet. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but I have not seen a single Polish tank destroyer yet.
You should have seen earlier today. Matchmaking was like 5 of them on each team.
Really?
Yep.
I don't like how Wargaming did this. I don't like that it says your damage as the wrong number. Why did they do that? It tells you on the stats, it tells you the damage it deals. But it doesn't tell you the max damage it deals. It just tells you whatever the base damage is. That's dumb. I want to know, like PC shows you the distance. So this says average damage 340, but I don't know what the base damage is because it doesn't tell me. I'd have to do whatever it is multiplied by 140%. That's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They should have said what the damage was max, and then they should have also shown the other values as well listed. That would have been the best way to do it. I don't know why they didn't do that. Kilana is very played. Alright, well, we'll take a look and see, because now we are in queue. So let's take a look at the Kilana's armor profile. This is definitely the tank, in my opinion, that seems the most overpowered, possibly tier for tier. Just seems like this thing's going to be insane. It has 3,500 DPM when you're close to your opponents. It has some of the strongest armor I've seen in tier 8. On flat ground, its upper plate's 280 against APCR. So if you're using just the 6 degrees of gun depression it's over 313. That means even tier 9s will not be penning through this reliably. And when you pair that with the fact that this vehicle also features, again, 3,500 DPM, a potential of 476 damage per shot, to me it seems like this tank is going to be really, really scary. But we'll find out.
Yeah, I've seen in the server people posting masteries after masteries, like 6k masteries.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm going to do 3 games of this tank. The mobility is much better on the tier 8 than it is the tier 7 and 6, I can tell you that. It's quite a bit more mobile. Let's move up here. I have not gotten a Kilana in this game, which is interesting.
This legendary camo is like a ISU.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Knockoff, but it's a knockoff ISU legendary camo. Well, issue 150.
Indeed. Not much I want to do right now. The enemy team isn't spotted. There you go. We got the Keeler, which could not pen me. And even though we shot him at 170 meters of distance, we still rolled over 300 damage, which is pretty nice, honestly. Get the K2 in front of me. Get the Chimera. Nice hatching shell into the K2 for 360. That's pretty good. Let's reload again. 3, 2, 1. Okay. The K2 armor is so stupid because it says it's a pen and then it just isn't, bro. That needs to be fixed. I don't have a problem with armor being a bounce, but I have a problem with the armor highlighting saying it's a pen and then not penning. Like, that's because Wargaming literally said they fixed it, so that spaced armor doesn't do that. They clearly haven't fixed it. Well, this game so far is rather boring, just because there's unfortunately not much to do. But I wonder if I push the T2020, if we can get some good damage out here. So let's aim it on the roof. There you go. 504 will we get a bounce. And this is where the overpowered aspect of this vehicle really feels OP. I mean, 2 shots, both rolling over 450 into that player, and they're dead. That is tier 10 levels of damage. Okay, that was tragic. Thankfully, we have Torn Bond, who can get the clear. Yeah, that shell is pretty tragic there. Let's aim it on the side of these 75 TS. There we go, 389. It's a pretty good chunker. And then we can push the Torn Bond over here. Aim on the lower plate. There you go, 458. Yeah, this thing's DPM is insane, dude. I mean, just the fact that I can reload this fast is crazy. Opinion on the T2020, mid as hell. That's what I'll say. Yeah, these tanks are going to have to be nerfed a little bit. My opinion, which is what I said originally, is that the damage drop-off needs to be greater a long distance. Like, right here, that damage drop-off is not a lot. And that's fine, right? I think in the first 50 meters to 100 meters, you should deal a solid amount of damage. But I think after 100 meters of distance, your damage should be massively dropped. Like 200 max damage at the furthest distance. Because then it's really going to punish people for camping. You should not be rewarded for driving this tank in the back. You should only be rewarded for driving it frontline. And that way, it would balance it out because you have to bleed hit points to deal damage. Cora said it requires patience. In what regard? I mean, patience as in don't YOLO immediately in the beginning of the game, I agree. But I would say that you do have to play this tank frontline. You ideally want to be within 100 meters of your opponents, right? you can see how the mechanic works. If we pull up Blitzkit here, we can see the alpha damage. So 120 meters, or in 120 meters, your average damage goes down 70, and it's 3,000 DPM, right? So that's really good there. But the further you go, as you can see, your DPM, every bar here goes down by about 500. So if you're at 720 to 200 meters of distance, your gun is going to be sitting at 2,000 DPM, which, to be fair, is still more than the average heavy, but ideally you want to be sitting in that 120 meter range. That's where you're going to have more DPM than almost every tank you're fighting. Personally, I would drive this tank pretty aggressive. That's the whole point of this line, is to be played aggressive. You have the armor to play aggressive, you have the DPM to play aggressive, right? Within 50 meters, you literally have 3,500 DPM on a tier 8. That means you can kill something like that SMB in less than 15 seconds with adrenaline. That's crazy. So would I say YOLO in it? Probably not in the beginning of the game, but once you have an idea of where the enemy team's going, 100% you can make really aggressive plays. I mean, look at this. We got the C75 TS here, and even at this distance, we shoot that player for 385. That's a pretty nasty chunk. I'm going to test its armor against it. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if you test the armor against an ISU. But, like, already we've done a lot of damage in this battle. And if we chill here, I don't know where that player actually penned me. Oh, through the armor. Wow. That's a little surprising. I did not think that Kilana could pen me at this angle. Weird. We have the Type 57, which unfortunately... Oh, no, I guess the Kilana can pen me at this angle. This thing does a pretty good premium pen. I probably should have looked a little bit better at that. Yeah. Tank destroyers, shooting at tank destroyers is never going to be a great trade. That's always something you're going to have to just remember in general. You don't want to trade with tank destroyers in a tank destroyer. We have the Type 62 Dragon over here. Oh, wow. We had the Type 62 Dragon over here. I take that back. That guy just got literally nuked.
And also, do you know what's shit about the Tier 5?
The driver?
No. Another Tier 5 can't, of the same tank can't pin it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, this thing's, it's a little insane. I mean, even at 120 meters, I'm still rolling 400.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're driving the same TD, can't remember what it's called. But yeah, the same TD can't pin it properly.
Yes. It's the same way for the Tier 6.
It's a bit stupid.
Yeah, this thing's a little dumb, guys. We didn't do anything crazy that game, but you really need to be able to farm heavies. Unfortunately, that game, they didn't have too many heavies, and the heavies they did have kind of just fell apart immediately, but what you want to be able to do in this tank is you want to find a large super heavy. So if you find like a mouse, for example, against the Tier 10, you just pull up to that thing, put on your adrenaline, you have over 5,000 DPM. The mouse can't even rely to pen you, and in return, you're dealing 700 damage for every time it deals 460. That is how you want to use this tank, is you want to be able to catch a heavy off guard. Obviously, mediums are going to be a big threat because you're a turretless tank destroyer. But if you can take out the heavies, that's really your goal in this tank. It is to bleed out those heavies. Now, on a map like Vineyards, this is not a very good map to play this tank on because, A, you don't have many spots to work gun depression, and B, the spots that you should want to drive this vehicle, like town, don't allow you to hide your lower plate. So you have to think of the best spots to put this vehicle according to the map you're on. With this map, realistically, I'm going to be playing my tank in this mid-ridge here. I think this is the best area to try and counter the enemy. That way I can still use a little bit of gun depression. Got the Scepter over here. We can potentially get hauled down against the Scepter, even on its turret. There you go. It's a low roll, but it's still a pretty nasty shot. But yeah, I consider this to probably be the best position to put this tank in. The IS-3 Defender, which I can't hit at this distance because of my gun depression. However, with the AMX over here, might... Ooh. ISU-130 killed that guy. Don't know where the ISU-130 would be, to be honest. Let's see. We got the Scepter. Let's move up just a little bit. There you go. 522 into that player. Ow. ISR defender shooting me in the rear. That's not ideal. Same on the sector. There you go. Nice, easy shot to the lower plate. Yeah, that health damage is wild, dude. Got the WZ in front. Let's aim in. Aw, we hit his gun. Tragic. Huh. Let's see. I'm not worried about the ISU defender. I'm not worried about the WZ. That's who I was worried about. The ISU 130, all the way in the back. So at max distance, as you can see, that average damage is definitely quite a bit less. And we only rolled 280 there. That is a huge damage drop-off. I was going to blind fire the ISU, but unfortunately I'm not able to upgrade. And then I get shot. That's really, really helpful for Tornvon. So not only do you get me bled, but you also block my angle. Well, unfortunate, I guess. Just let the Tornvon ideally take a hit for us. Take a blind shot there. Don't know if it hit or not. Our team's not doing very good this game, though. Let's be real, guys. This is probably going to be a defeat for me. There's only so much you can do in this tank, and the problem is, at this distance, we don't have that alpha damage to really clear these enemies. Yeah. Oh well, we did pretty good, though. I mean, we still did 2200 damage. As I said, if that Tornvon didn't get in my way, we probably could have been fine. Is it still winnable? Definitely. All this T-77 has to do is not die. This Tornvon's not doing good. Our whole team's not doing good. Let's see, will we win this? I think more tanks need to drop off. It's only after also discouraging camping, I agree. It should be a win. As long as this T-77 like doesn't completely suck, it should be a pretty easy victory. There you go. Now the T-77 just has to hit the WZ. Nope. Come on, you guys can win. Nice. Alright, it's a... Unless this T-77 manages to bounce both shots. New dynamic is BS. Already, all things as the distance increases, lose penetration. Yeah, I disagree. You can't allow a vehicle like this to exist in the state. Oh my god, this T-77 actually sucks, dude. Let me guess, the Tornvon's gonna bounce? Oh, thank god. This T-77 bounced both heat shells, bruh. Alright. Not bad. Still 2200 damage. The tier 8 seems pretty dang strong. I mean, we didn't really get too much of an opportunity to get a crazy farm out, and I will definitely play this tank a bit more. But we're going to move along the line, because obviously everybody wants to see the higher tiers. Tier 9 and 10 are always going to be the biggest importance. But the tier 8 definitely seems a bit overcooked as long as you're able to hide that lower plate. A couple of games we played there, the only issue was we weren't given really maps where we could hide that lower plate, especially Vineyards. Vineyards is kind of a meh map. But if you can get a map like Immelsdorf, you know, any of the town maps, that's where these things are really going to start to shine. And the thing is the higher the tier you go, the more alpha damage it has as well. So even if you don't hide that lower plate, because of the alpha damage this thing's feature, you're still going to be able to out-trade your opponents at close distance. A lot, you know? Alright, so there you go. Let's put on a camo. Let's see what the tier 9 camo looks like. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. They obviously reuse the assets for most of these camos, but it's nice that at least they're putting in the effort to give these tanks camos. Almost forgot to put premium ammo on this thing. There you go. Alright. So this vehicle, let's take a look at this tank's gun, because this is the one where it really jumps up. We go from an average damage of 476, and then the Gonkiewicza has 610 average damage. So that's a huge increase. Not only that, it has over 4,000 DPM. Now I am running Cali, so it's actually 3,800, but still, if you put on something like Adrenaline, that DPM is 4,400. That's the same as a Jagdtiger with Tungsten and Adrenaline almost. Like, that is crazy level DPM. And the gun itself, let's see the penetration with premium. It's good. 370 is really good premium pen. Top speed, it's a little bit faster, goes 36. So this thing's going to be scary. It's going to be really scary. And the armor as well, as you guys are... Well, I guess I can't show you armor because we're in a game, but the armor's going to be really good. And this here appears to be a good map for this vehicle as well. We are on Desert Sands, which is definitely a map that I would want to play this tank on. Alright, let's move up. So a 9.6 second reload for 610 alpha. I do really like the design of this line in general. Alright, we are not up against any Polish TD. Still a little weird if you ask me. This is what I hate about turretless tank destroyers. It's not the tank itself, it's the teammates that drive with you. Because the whole job I'm trying to do here is obviously position my tank in a way that I can hit the enemy. When you have teammates that get in your way, it's a little hard to do that, of course. Alright, so we got the T-28 Defender. Let's see if there's anything... Oh, you gonna poke it? Let's see. See if there's anything... Oh, there you go. Bonk. 500, 600... Oh, yeah. This thing's reload is crazy, dude. Alright, we need to back up, because I don't want to be shot by the MTB. I'm going to move up, honestly. Could be a bad play, but we'll see. I'm aiming on the side of the MBTB. There you go. It's a bit of a low roll, but it still hit pretty hard. Let's put on my adrenaline. 3, 2, 1, boom, easy, clear. And this is the crazy part about this tank. Like, the C-75 TS probably thinks, oh, I'm going to out-reload him. And then, you know, I have the shot, so he just lost 681 from me right there. Like, that level of alpha damage is crazy. Okay. Not worried about the E-75 TS at all. Just want to get that MBTB taken out. Once our team pushes up on that guy, I can ignore him. There you go. Alright, now we can push up over here on the E-75, even on the turret. There we go. 605 roll to that player. Of course, the MBTB is shooting me because our teammate in the IS-2SH legitimately sucks. Yeah, this IS-2SH is the problem. It's not anything else. It's this dude. He's just not doing anything. Yeah, that guy got shot.
Damn.
Got the Conway clear. There you go. Oh my god, the MBTB's still tunneling me. What a freaking Burza. 673. Yeah, still tunneled me. That's crazy. Well, we did pretty good. I can't get too mad. And if that MBTV wants to tunnel me instead of actually focusing on the threats, then go ahead.
Well, he probably knows your Droodles and he
Possibly.
wanted to tunnel you.
Pretty good game though. 4,300 damage, top on the team. Let's see the armor now, because we didn't really get to see it that game. So upper plate, 327. Let's see what it looks like against heat. Here's the Sheridan with enhanced armor. So the upper plate's about 340 thick on flat ground. So if you're able to use gun depression, the upper plate's over 400 millimeters thick. Yeah, that's insane. I mean, obviously on flat, you can pen this thing with Cali, but it's still not an easy pen, even on flat ground. It's upwards of 360. Like, that's crazy. Gun depression with enhanced armor, 402. Really, the lower plate's the only weak point. If you do have the lower plate exposed, you'll be able to pen it, but apart from that, it's going to be very hard to cut through this tank. Legitimately, really
They're
hard.
probably going to use that getting comp.
Probably, we'll see. Top players are kind of wimps and only use heavy tanks that have reactive armor, or mediums. So, we'll have to see. 1 FE2, 1 5, 1 8, 3, 1 pushing in, it's over. Okay, great. That's the same case for every single tank in the game, though, so that doesn't really make sense. Oh, what do you got about from the T-49? Still the worst crossing in the game by far. Just wanted to move up here. It's funny how literally just trying to get in a position, you lose half your health on this map. It's really sad. By far, this is the worst map, like, when it comes to being in a heavy tank. Alright, Let's see, we got the WZ-120 in the back, aiming. There we go, 496, it's pretty good. As I said, the WZ won't be able to pen me if he doesn't have my lower plate exposed, so I don't need to worry about that at all. Let's move up here. WZ got shot again. WZ got shot again. T-49 is going to run away. And for now, we might just be able to chill right here. Let's see. Should be a pretty good spot to just chill. Looks like the enemy 53 might back up, which would give me... Oh, okay, never mind. I lied. It won't give me anything. Alright, let's reload. 3. This, I will get a pen. Right, 475, easy pen. Let's try and, aim it on this guy again. Not able to hit that. I don't want to drive down. Not yet. Not with the only team here. Chariots here, got the T-49. See if we can get a shell into this guy. Ah, dang, did not pen. Good news is that because this thing was such a quick reload, I don't really see a situation on where this T-49 is going to be able to get to my rear. Ooh, that was a pretty awful roll, guys. It was pretty awful. Let's just chill back here and make sure that the T-49 cannot do anything to me. That's perfect. I would say overall, we're doing still pretty good right now, guys. There we go. T-49 is cleared. And then all that's left is the middle, which I'm going to try and push right down. Let's see if we can get some damage into this part. Down we go. Speed is key. Let's squeeze through here. Keep on going. Hello, Mr. Mill. Ooh, 621. I mean, that, again, that alpha damage is just unstoppable, dude. The level that you can roll in this tank, and then you just reload, and that player's out of the game. Now, we do need the backup, because I don't want to be shot by the Gonkiewicza. So, there we go. He just shot, so we can move up ourselves. Hello, Cora. Let's aim in. Come on. Poke it. Nice. There we go. That player's gone. And all that's left is the standard B, who we're going to load... Oh, the gun is definitely inaccurate. I mean, trying to snap that HE was pretty tragic. Now, once you're given the opportunity to aim in, it's completely fine, as you can see. But yeah, not being able to aim in that gun is pretty awful. For me, I found the Tier 9 to be the most enjoyable compared to the Tier 10. Tier 9's pretty enjoyable so far. I've only played 2 games of it, but both have been around 4,000 damage, and not much of a sweat. To be fair, both are going to be against Tier 8. Let's do 2 more games in the Tier 9, and then we'll go to the Tier 10 and actually feel. Ovary gun is unmatched. Yeah, penetration-wise, it's always going to be unmatched. Hello, Hops. How you doing, dude? Nice to see you on the channel. Let's see. How much pen does the Tier 10 have? I haven't looked at that. The Tier 9 actually is really good pen on this line. Tier 10 with Cali has 394. It's definitely not as good as the Hovery's pen, but it is still very good pen for Tier 9. Or Tier 10. Like, that's up there with the best of the best. If you told me which gun would I rather have, though, the Hovery or the Gonkiewicza, I'd probably choose the Polish tank destroyers on gun versus gun, just because of what it could do. Alright. How much HE does the HE? The HE does not change over distance. So if you shoot high explosive at 200 meters away versus 5 meters away, it's going to deal the exact same damage. So that's really how high explosive works. It's very simple. The other 2 premium APCR and standard APCR are different, but the high explosive works completely different from the rest. Like at this distance, this is where this gun just feels insane. Because you still have plenty of alpha to roll, you know, over... Oh, dang, that should have penned. That should have penned. Okay, reloading, 3, 2, 1. Let's go 53 right here. Load a gold shell. This gun is definitely the upside and also the downside. Let's see.
Oops,
There
you
we
need
go.
to donate. You need to donate for Droodles for a new mic.
Yeah. Let's move up then. Let's see if we can get some damage into the rest of these guys over here. Alright, nice. That guy's dead. Same on the Yag Panther. Okay, of course. They have a Conway or something on my flank. They also have 53 TP on the front. This is not good to be stuck in here. We do get a nice shell into the yellow, and now we are in cover, so we don't need to worry. For a moment there, definitely a little bit sus. Probably should have shot the yellow, but I got a little bit. Didn't really matter though. Not a Conway, it was the Waffenfähiger that shot me. Alright, so we move up here. This is where, at distance, the gun will obviously be terrible. So, you gotta be a little careful with your health in this thing. Take a blind shot. So, I guess it doesn't matter. Let's move up here. Most people just use the pulse 210 and camp in the bushes. Good. Better for me. I hope they camp in the bushes when they drive that thing. They're going to deal like 5 damage and allow me just to farm them. So far, this tank's been pretty good, though, I will say. Like, it hasn't felt overly overpowered, but I also haven't been given that opportunity yet to just have a full-out farm. Did you trade anything for mobility? Alpha damage. No. For mobility? On this tank, or do you mean in general? Okay, let's move up here. There's the Waffenfähiger. There's one tank we don't know where it is. That's the Type 61. Oh, now we did that. We move over here. I am detected. Let's see if that Type 61 tries to poke me or not. There you go. 480. Let's angle the vehicle so that he has a hard time hitting me. Dang, dude. Managed to go through my upper plate. I'm surprised, but it's probably because he was slightly above me. Actually, you know what? I forgot. The Type 61 still has its OP premium. Because the STB-1 got nerfed on its premium penetration, but the Type 61 did not. It still has like 320 millimeters of premium. Well, we might lose this game. But honestly, I wouldn't have really changed what I did. If you camp in this thing, you just have no real damage output. Okay. You can't YOLO in early game? Yeah. No, you definitely need to wait a bit. And then you can be aggressive once you find like a big old juicer of hit points. Come on, what are you doing, 114? Oh, my God. All this 114 had to do is drive up and kill the Lorraine, but now he's allowed this Lorraine to get to his side, which means dude's gonna be boxed. That was a really dumb play at this point. That was the worst play that he could have possibly made. Yep, you legitimately cooked yourself, dude. What a terrible play. Yeah, now you're gonna overpoke and die to the Type. Oh, you're not dead yet. Yeah, this is unfortunate. I mean, it is still winnable, but no, it's not. That 114 sucked. All he had to do was not that. Oh well. Every now and then you get a win or a loss.
Well, if the Kilana just helped him, it would have been better as well.
Yeah. No, neither of my teammates really did anything. Oh. 113 GFT is way better armor. It actually doesn't if you look at the armor. This is also a tier 9 and not a tier 10, so I don't know why you're comparing a tier 9 to the tier 10. You would want to compare the WZ-111 GFT to the tier 9's armor. So, yeah, I'm not really sure about that. Alright, let's do one more game in this tank, and then we'll go to the tier 10.
Yeah, your stream, the people missed you because your stream was up to 313 people.
In Doob. I mean, if my mic was better, we'd probably have more. Or my lights. But we're getting there.
You look like my tanks in game with my graphics. Quite dark.
Oh my God. I'm just glad my computer works fine, because obviously I'd unplug everything and plug it back in and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, are my Amazon orders here yet? Arriving today, 3:40, bruh. Never mind, they're not here yet. I had to order sunscreen, because I'll probably, like, die of skin cancer if I don't.
But you don't need sunscreen because you never go out of the house.
That's true.
You get
WZ
you
is
get
still the same till they nerf the armor. They never nerfed the WZ's armor. I don't know what you're talking about. They
the
nerfed
closest
the
thing.
mobility. What were you saying?
The closest thing you get to UV rays is your the brightness of your monitors.
Probably. I'm probably dying from my monitors, let's be real. I don't know what to plug this into. Is this USB? No, it's USB. Okay. It's possible. I don't know if this has pass through. I don't think it does. Dang it, dude. Unless this has another plug on it. I don't think it does. No. Unfortunate. Come on, get us in a game, Ouija. It's been a little bit of time. Come on, bruh. Which channel are you doing the giveaway? Well, I announced that the giveaway won't happen until the Type 5 Heavy gets released. And judging that the Type 5 Heavy hasn't been released to my awareness, you're going to have to wait.
And he usually announces them in his announcement channel.
Exactly. And I don't think this AC is correct on its temp. It's really chilly in here. Suddenly WZ's YOLOs don't seem bad. Yeah. Alright. Why is my mouse not moving? Where the hell is my mouse? What? Uh-oh. Oh, wait, I unplugged. No? No, I didn't. Where's my mouse, dude? Oh, really? Did my mouse just stop working, dude? Let me unplug it back in.
Oh my god.
There you go, it's working now. I don't know what the heck happened there. The mouse just stopped working.
That's funny.
Alright, here we go. I pre-recorded so many videos. I recorded like 15 videos. Bro, where? Okay. I refuse to believe that got pinned. Thank you for the donation. I actually angled it like that so that he wouldn't be able to pin me. So I guess the sidearm on this tank is really bad. You have to try and use it. That'll work out wrong. You have to watch the replay. Thank you very much for the donation.
Hops, it should have been $100, not $10.
That's an awful shot there. Mistake. Dang, dude. I need to be able to get this thing all down. The armor's just not. Where'd he pin me? I don't even know where I got pinned. Ah, bruh. This gun is not liking me. Oh, you know what? He may have patched me. Because that's where he tried shooting there. Oh, it's so close. Man, we're getting cooked right now. There's nothing I can do about it. The enemy's just overcoming and killing me. There you go. We got a bounce finally. The problem isn't the tank. It's literally everybody's tunneling me. Like, that's the problem. I mean, if I was gonna die, I was making sure I was gonna pen a shot, but I don't understand what our team was doing in this game. Why a 274A was allowed to YOLO me. Oh well. You can definitely see that if you're not able to... I don't even know where we got pinned some of those shots. I really don't. Ah, I see it. We did get hatched. You guys can see it, right? Can you see my mouse? Yeah, right there. You pinned me in the hatch. That's bogus, dude. There's no way that bro hit... Look at this shot, guys. I gotta zoom in so you can see it. You guys see that? That's where he hit, right there. Like, bruh. That's so bogus. That's so bogus. I do need to check the side armor, though, because that first shot that pinned us was really sad. Let me go see really quickly. Gonkiewicza. So I guess the sides are like really poor on these tanks. Oh yeah, the tier 9 side armor is terrible. Do not angle the tier 9. That's actually awful. How's the tier 10 side armor? Tier 10 is much better. It has weak cutouts, but the actual side is much, much better. The actual side of the tank is like 160. This one's like 80. Big difference there. We are not going to win this game. Oh well. We played some games in the tier 9. It feels strong, but we also had some unfortunate moments there where we just had a medium drive behind us because our team didn't do anything, so oh well. Let's make our way to the tier 10, which is obviously what everybody's here to see. And let's see how this vehicle performs. This is the tank that I'm most interested in. How much damage did we end up doing that game? I'm interested to see. We still did 2,000. That's not bad when you realize that's how our team did. It's just sometimes you get those games and there's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny, at lowest DPM, this thing still has almost 3K.
That's crazy.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. And then let's put on the legendary camo. The other thing that you guys have to remember is that right now, we're going to be tunneled a lot, right? When the line's first out, everybody's always going to tunnel it. That's just how it is. Once the tank has been acclimated into the game and everybody kind of assimilates with it, it will be fine, right? Like if you wait a month and then people are like, oh, you know, I've seen this tank before. The thing is, whenever a brand new tank comes out, people just love to tunnel them. So it's something that we're seeing here, right? I mean, that 2748 literally just YOLO behind me. I can't say that that's something that would normally happen through a lot of the games I play, but when you're in a vehicle like this, everybody just wants to tunnel it because it's new. So if you give it about a month, it probably will be a lot better in that way. Now, armor-wise, the lower plate is a weak point, and the upper plate, for the most part, is just impenetrable, unless you're firing pretty good premium shells, so that is something to keep in mind. Again, 6 degrees of gun depression. The biggest advantage of the tier 10 is the mobility. The tier 10 can go 45 kilometers per hour, where the tier 9 and every other tank only goes in the 30s, so we can see here I'm going 45. That is a big advantage, because it means that I can actually get in and out of position. Alright, here we go. This is the tank I'm definitely most excited about. 598. That was a grill that tried petting me there. Got the Yo, got the PK90. Well, we know where the grill is, at least I don't have to worry about that. We also have 2 6s, so I don't have to worry about that. Had to try shooting me. Shoot from bounce. Dang, bruh. That's the one problem with this tank. The gun is definitely mid.
Well, they have to give it some kind of nerf.
Let's fire an HE at this bush. No, it's just Dead Rail's such a bad map. And then being placed on Dead Rail in a tank that only has 6 degrees of gun depression and gets punished for camping, it's literally like the worst possible combination for a tank to destroy. We still penned our shot. This thing does a really good pen as I told you, so I can cut right through that Kron turret without much of a sweat. I knew the roll was there. I'm glad that he shot at me though, because now I can move up and not worry about him. So cross this, aim it on the side of the Kron. There we go, 670 from that distance is a crazy roll. he missed me. There's the grill. Non-penning AG. Okay, I need to back up. Bye bye. Not really sure why that Kron thought they were going to be able to get away with that, but okay. Nice shot in from the grill. Turning. And bonk. 712. Yeah, this thing's alpha damage is feeling pretty wide. Not really sure where this grill's running to, dude. As I said, this tank's actually pretty mobile. And that's the big advantage of this vehicle versus the rest of them, is that this tank can actually achieve a pretty solid top speed, where the other tanks are going to struggle in that regard. That's really been the biggest killer of these tanks so far for me, is the mobility. But this thing, mobility is completely fine. So there you go. That was a pretty good game. Obviously we did very good. We won. We did a lot of damage. That was a good battle. Yeah, 3,500 damage, 2,200 blocked. We aced it. Not bad at all. Let's do another game. See if we can keep it up. But as you guys can see, I mean, this thing's gun is pretty dangerous. And even on Dead Rail. Dead Rail's a terrible map, as many of you know. It's probably the worst map, like, in the game I can think of for the vehicle we are in. And we still did pretty good. Like, it really shows. And even at 120 meters, the thing still has a 600 alpha. So you're still out trading almost every single tank you're fighting. So here we are. Problem with this game right now is that our team is not moving up to support me. And you need support in these tanks. You need support. Not entirely sure what to do here. Again, the problem is you need to be close to your opponents to be able to deal damage. But you can't be close to your opponents if your entire team decides they don't want to go this way, bro. Oh, man. Alright. Well, there's the chieftain actually over there, so we might have gotten a bit lucky. The enemy might not have gone here. The thing is, I don't have any support, so if something still did end up going to the boat, I could be in a rather awkward predicament. Enemy spotted. There it is, bro. I knew it. Alright. I'm gonna have to push the BZ. I don't have a choice. Thankfully, again, this thing's very quick, so we should have the mobility to catch this guy off guard. That's what I'm hoping. And I'm really trying to see how quick we can kill, like, an isolated enemy. You know, that would be the goal. So even at this distance, we still did 500 damage. I mean, that's pretty good if you ask me. Let me just drive this thing like this to get it bounced because of the armor. And then now we are able to finally get our first example of this thing's gun. This is where we're finally going to be able to use it. So let's face hug this guy. And let's aim it on the hatch. There we go. 729. We get another bounce. Dude literally is trying to pen me, but can't find an angle. There you go. Got one pen, and then we can just aim in the hatch. There you go. Yeah. I mean, you guys can see. When you get this gun working, what do you do to counter that? That's where this thing is 100% OP. There's just no counter to that. The thing is going to kill you if it gets that position against you. And again, it goes fast. Like, this is the part of the tier 10, to me, that makes it so OP compared to the rest of the line, is that mobility. I'm chilling at 45 kilometers per hour here, so I can easily move right over to the rear of the enemy spawn. Hopefully catch this 183 off guard. There we go. I should have actually gone a little bit closer. 183 can't pen me. I wasn't even worried about it cutting through me. We do get hit by that play. I'm going to ignore... I guess I can't ignore, but we'll aim it on the chieftain. There we go. Nice 614 damaging shell. 183 gets cleared. And the grill, I'm not even sure what the grill's doing, to be honest. The 62 is still trying to tunnel me. It's aiming on the engine deck of that chieftain again. And now we can drive down here. And I don't really know what that chieftain's going to be able to do to me. Let's see. Chieftain just shot, and then we can aim it on the grill really quickly. Slow to high explosive, get it clear, and there you have it. I mean, this was a great game. We did 4,700 damage, top on the team, didn't even break a sweat. Yeah, there you go. This is the game where we were finally able to use, you know, the capabilities of this vehicle. This was the first game we have been able to actually really do a good job. To be fair, the whole line we've been doing pretty good. You know, we've only played 2 games in the tier 10, but we're doing pretty good in it. And how did we do in the tier 9? I think we did fine in the tier 9, to be honest. Yeah, 3,200 average damage for the 4 games. Unfortunately, our teams weren't great, but we still did pretty good in it. And tier 8, we still went 2,300. I mean, we won all 3 games. Overall, we were doing pretty good in the line, right? I mean, we haven't had the most enjoyable experience in every game, but it doesn't take away from the fact that these tanks have still been putting out damage. How you doing, Dragon Creek? Nice to see you here. Think you can counter with Hori, though? Reactive completely neuters assault shells even at 140%. I do agree, but the thing about the Hori is that the Hori's just not going to be able to do anything else compared to this tank, right? I mean, in my point of view, the Hori's only going to win against this vehicle if it not only gets the first shot out, but also has reactive available. If you don't have reactive, you're just cooked. I mean, sure, the Hori will pen every shot for the most part, but this tank has plenty of pen, and as long as the gun doesn't troll you, shot for shot, this tank will win, right? Even if you're a further distance away, this thing still has like 3,700 DPM at 120 meters. Somebody go fact check that. But like, the DPM on this tank is just so good, and the armor as well. Like, this tank, the Hori is more designed just to melt through armor. And the aggressive capabilities of the tank are kind of a byproduct. This vehicle is meant to just destroy heavies. That's the whole point of it. You see like a mouse, you see a big hit point pull on the enemy team, and you just rush it and kill it. I mean, you guys saw what I did to that VZ-55. That was crazy. That was just a few seconds of shooting. I mean, that's where this vehicle's great. So even if your armor isn't amazing on flat ground, if you can get that aggressive push out, that's where this vehicle is going to just melt. So I think that this line so far is really, really good. And I'm glad that Wargaming balanced it in a way that if you camp, you get punished. Because there's so many people that camp in tank destroyers, and they just make the dumbest maneuvers. Where this tank, you actually, you know, get rewarded for playing aggressive. So we have the 183 over here, and I'm just going to face hunt this guy. We're going to wiggle, there you go. And this is exactly what I'm talking about here, right? We get 1 shell into the 183. And now we have over 4,500 DPM on this tank. We get a second shell for 737. And just like that, a full health enemy FP2 and 5 183 is basically dead. Can we actually have the home? Wow, we can. So we just got 3 shells into that 183. Now, I might be cooked here. I may have over-aggressed slightly, but I think that we're okay. As long as we back up here a little bit, just like this, I think we should be okay for the most part. Yeah, let's just back up a little bit more. I'm going to actually leave this spot. I don't like this position I'm in. There's just too much alpha, there's too much HP there. It's not really worth it to hold that corner. That Kron is going to die. Not shocking, but that player will die trying to hold that spot. It's going to be much smarter to move towards this way and deal with, you know, stuff over here. So let's try and cross this, ignore that, keep going, keep going, keep going. Of course, AMX hits me, but whatever. 400 health to be able to push over here is definitely good track to play. Alright, let's see. We got the 60, we got the K91, we got the T30. Alright, well, the T30 is right there. 614 damage. I need to back up right now. That's what I need to do. I mean, as long as we have the roof of this T30, we can still reliably or not. Oh, the T30 stopped. I just realized that. Oh, that makes this much easier. Put on my adrenaline, aiming, and there we go. Nice 517 into the T30. Reloading again. Let's see. I need to back out of here, ignore the T-30, and then try and deal with the AMX E4. I think that's going to be the best play. Let's see. There's one shell into the AMX. Is that E4 going to tunnel me? Of course he is. Of course he's going to tunnel me. There's nothing I can do about that, so I might as well just angle. I can't believe that E4 tunneled me. What a freaking bozo, dude. I mean, it's fine. We have the E50 and we have the Caro that are going behind this guy. He literally cooked himself. It's just so cringe when you get tunneled. I should have definitely focused that E4. But I didn't think he was going to go for me. I thought he was going to go for vehicles which were a bigger threat. But no, instead I'm going to drive my E4 into the open and get shot for 1,200 damage by a 183. Great job, dude. But that's such a good example of just the amount of tunnel that this thing has right now. This could have been an amazing game. I mean, legitimately 6,000, 7,000 damage. And unfortunately, because that E4 went out of his way to tunnel me, it just ruins my game. Because what I could have done is farmed out that full health AMX, and then I could have dealt with whatever it was. But dude drove out in the open to kill me, killed himself in the process. We still did pretty good with 3,700 damage. We still blocked 1,800 damage. We did a really good job in this game, so I can't really complain. But, you know, it's always these players that just tunnel you whenever there's a new line. It's a little cringe. $183 if you want to ruin Days, the new Polish armor, or WC. I do really like this tank, honestly. I think for most players, it's not going to be overpowered. That's the thing you have to remember, right? The average player is pretty bad at Blitz, like really bad at Blitz. And what that means is that for the average player, driving this vehicle is not going to really mean much. Most people that grind this line are probably going to camp, they're going to suck, and they're going to be like, oh, this line's not fun. And the thing is that Wargaming kind of screwed up in the way that they present the statistics. Because if you look at the stats of this vehicle, it shows that it only has like 400 damage per shot or something like that. And it says that it has really bad BPM. Because Wargaming didn't show it with the max damage potential of 700 at 50 meters. So the problem with that is when people look at this vehicle's statistics on paper, and they look at the in-game stats, they're going to be like, oh, this thing's not good. But in reality, it's really good. And that's a problem that Wargaming didn't really think about. It's going to dissuade people from grinding the line because of that. So it's a bad play on their part. Alright, let's see. We got the enemy Gonkiewicza in front. Dang. That's so cringe. The only spot I needed that to not go, and it went right there. I mean, I don't really care if this guy overpokes me, to be honest. I really don't, because... Okay. Or I do! I'm getting a little angry. This guy's making the dumbest freaking maneuvers, and he's getting away with it because he's bad or something. Like, there you go. That's what it should have been the first time. I don't understand why we had 3 bounces that didn't do that. That's really okay. Alright. We're definitely having a little less fun right now than I'd like. The armor, as I said, in this vehicle is not great because of the fact tank destroyers are scattered all in the back, right? Loading HE, we deal a lot of damage to those things. 686, that's better. But yeah, right now we're not given that, real fun opportunity that we want. We know that the bottom plate goes back there. We're just gonna fire a standard shot. We did hit him. We took about 420 off. Not bad, honestly, for a blind shot. It's completely fine. Did you see Mizi's video on the tank? As I said, I literally just moved, so I have not really cared about anything apart from my own channel. I need the backup. Hopefully that WT can't hit me. Don't really like what's going on here. Got the enemy. Yeah, good job, Gonkiewicza. See, that's the kind of Gonkiewicza player that I expect to do stupid plays in. Like, that guy's playing that thing way too aggressive. As a player who doesn't have any aggressive leg to stand on, they're playing that thing way too aggressive. Now, we get a nice shot to that AMX, putting us up to 2,500 damage, which is obviously pretty good. And we're going to put on our adrenaline and get another nice shot to that AMX for another 600 damage. So just like that, we've already been able to deal a lot of damage to the enemy. This AMX thinks, oh, I'm now reloaded. No, you're not. But you rolled 509! That's crazy. 509 from a 450 alpha. I mean, that's just called bad. There's nothing you can do at that point. Our team sucked to begin with, but we still at this point, did a lot of damage here. We did a lot. Because if you saw, that AMX gave us a huge amount of HP. Look at that. We still did 3,900 in that game. Because right at the end there, that AMX poked 3 times. Which allowed us to use our full DPM, taking almost 2,000 health off that player. So again, when you're able to use that DPM, this thing feels crazy. And it's a great example of how quick you can roll. But it's really, really nice to get out that damage when it does work. Might be worth trying Rammer since Cali doesn't help with double APCR. Maybe. I mean, honestly, in these games so far, I don't think it would make too much of a difference. You did 55 damage in more. Make no sense, huh? You mean, yeah, you mean its roll. If that AMX didn't roll me that, I could have obviously out-reloaded and killed him, and I could have potentially done a lot more damage in that game. But it's a great example of how sometimes you just get bad energy, right? We also low-rolled him a couple times, too. Now, this game is not good, because we don't have a light tank, and they do. They have a Viper's Light, and it's not a terrible player. So we're kind of in a really awkward spot here, because they just have a flat better matchup than us. Canal and having a light tank and our team doesn't, that's huge. That's absolutely huge for their team. So it's quite unfair, to be real. We have the enemy 752 on the flank, and I wonder if we can get a shell into that flank. I'm not worried about the 752. Just a little worried that this Conqueror might try and poke me. Oh, we also got the Fosh over here. Don't know how that player got there unspotted, but we might lose. Yeah, I don't actually understand how that Fosh got there unspotted. I really don't. I am so confused, dude. It's fine. Our team's shooting him, so like they're trying to bleed him out. The problem is our whole team is camping. And as I said, this thing needs to play aggressive to deal damage. So really what we've been is screwed. That's what we've kind of gotten screwed from our team right now. That's what it feels like.
Good issue.
Okay.
What's this
Great. Yeah, I'm dead. It's really fun. The only play I can make is sit like right here. That's it. I can't back up because the Conqueror's allowed to sit there and shoot at me. Our whole team is camping in spawn. This is the worst team that I probably could have asked for in this tank. Like, could not have asked for a worse. I could not have asked for a worse situation to be stuck in here. Legitimately. That Conqueror on my side, just everything about this is the worst possible situation that I could have asked for here. Freaking awful, dude. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That was the worst game we played in so far. I should have gone medium play, which is on me, but the problem is, I tried to play this thing aggressive. I saw that I had a bunch of teammates behind me, and I thought to myself, oh look, I have a YAG, I have a 4005, I have a Mil 2, they're going to help me and they're going to push up, and they just didn't. They just let me go into the different zone and die. There's just nothing you can do. And then they also have a light tank. If that Conqueror wasn't able to get on the side, it would have been totally fine. Because then I could have moved up. But it's just, there's nothing you can do when you're stuck in a situation like that. Don't worry though, after I die, the Mil 2 decides, oh, now I'm going to move up. That's really helpful. Couldn't have done that at any moment before. Seven, 8, 9, which to grind, and which to skip. I mean, I'd skip the 7, personally. I think that's the worst of the line. Good shot, 4005. Good shot. Oh, boom, boom, boom.
Now skip tier 5 and tier 7.
Oh well. This was definitely the worst game so far. Canal was probably not a good map at all for this tank. If you think about it, it's just too large of a map for this vehicle. Heavy campers should get banned. It's not that their team was playing wrong. I mean, they played fun. Oh, you mean our team? I know. I wasn't paying attention to what you meant. Yeah, no, I agree. People that camp in heavies are definitely the worst. And the problem is, it's because you're in a tank that needs to play somewhat aggressive to do something, right? I could camp, but I'd get like half the damage out, where if you play this in front line, you get that damage. The reason I didn't want to go to medium flank was specifically because of the fact, if our team had gone to the heavy side, which they did, and I didn't support them, they would have just been overrun. There's nothing I probably could have done in this game to change the result, but the play that I made was unfortunately the worst play for the team that I was given. And the Bosch is obviously just such an overpowered tank. Alright, can we just die already, please? That would be very helpful, thank you.
The 752 kind of plays like a bot.
Our whole team played like a bot. Yeah. Oh well. I still didn't even do the worst. That's right, I forgot we had a camping yo back there too. Yeah, our whole team was camping. It's pretty tragic. Is this tank too niche to play? I think the problem is more that you're very reliant on your teammates in this tank. It's like all tank destroyers. Tank destroyers are reliant on their teammates. But the thing about this vehicle is that it's extra reliant on its team, because you literally have to play frontline to deal damage, and it means that if your team doesn't support you on where you're playing, you're the one who gets screwed. Like that game, I had two options, medium flank or heavy flank. Originally, there was nobody on my team going to medium flank, so there's no way I'm driving a turretless tank destroyer to medium flank alone. And camping is the second option that you have, but why would I want to camp in a vehicle that's only going to be dealing like 300 damage? So you have to play aggressive. But the problem is, literally, if your team doesn't support you, you're just going to get screwed. Alright, here we go. 175 millimeters for 10.6 seconds or higher in the ag is crazy. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think this tank is really, really good. It's just the teams right now are not... It's always update teams. Whenever there's a new update, you have bad teams. It's just how it is. Like, what the heck is this game here, guys? Their team's going town. Like, why? Why are we doing this?
Phantom, why did you delete? You deleted your
He had
messages.
like
What the
5
hell?
messages that he somehow deleted. I saw them, I just don't know why.
I didn't even see them. I was quickly on Discord.
Aiming. Ah, great. Freaking bad chat, dude. Good job, bad chat. You lost almost all of your health for that play. I hope you're proud of yourself, dude. 461. 624. It's a pretty nice juicer. Yes, nice. Okay, that was huge. Let's back up. Let's angle it towards the bat jet so they realistically can't pen me. There you go. It's over angled side, so they try to shoot that. Yeah, bozo. Of course, I'm still probably dead because there's just a 40-05 YOLOing me. Alright, you're doing great, dude. Oh, yeah. Imagine failing to kill me with 40-05. That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad, dude. Keep backing up. Oh, there's that shot, and he does finally get the kill on me. It only took the entire enemy team to kill me, guys.
Holy shit.
Literally, the entire enemy team was trying to kill me. I mean, as you guys can see, these games are just tragic right now. It's not the tank, it's just the games. Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do when half of your team goes town. Going town in any tank sucks. That's just a fact. And you have a bat chat who went to the heavy flank. You have Sheridan that went to the medium flank. Like, you just have so many different things that are happening, and there's no real good play. I mean, if I knew the enemy team was going to town, I could have gone to town. But I didn't. There's no way I could have predicted that, so... it's whatever. We still did fine. We blocked a lot. We did a lot. And I'm pretty confident we are one of the major reasons why we ended up winning that game, because the 40-05 drove out in the open, bounced half his shells, and died. The Gonkiewicza died to me. And the bat chat wasted its entire game trying to kill me and failed. Like, basically 3 of the enemy tanks died trying to fight me. And 3 to 1 is a huge trade. So I might not have done a crazy amount of damage, but not bad. I feel like the armor is working as well as it should. I mean, this tank's armor is working fine. You just watched me get bounces from a 4005 and everything. It's more the fact that you need to hide the lower plate. And if you can't hide the lower plate, the armor's not going to work. It's that simple. Yeah, the thing is that most tank destroyers, you're not trying to play aggressive. This one you are. And that's where the armor becomes less effective, because the more aggressive you are, the worse your armor is going to be. It's just like a minute. You don't frontline, 10 feet away from the enemy. You drive 100 meters away from the enemy, where you have plenty of accuracy, but you also don't have the ability to be rushed, where this tank, you have to be a lot more careful. That's a fact. I also haven't played Blitz in a little while, though, so that's nice. Where's the enemy? They're just not here again. Like, these are the games I'm talking about, guys. Like, that's the only enemy tank that we've seen so far. And my gun, of course, screwed me over big time. I'm gonna move up. We're gonna go all the way over here. All the way over here to the side of the BK-90. And then, from here, I can get on my shell. Will the Hori, of course, the Hori has the angle to hit me from here. Of course he does. Of course. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do because of that. I hate Hori players with every fiber of my being. There's not a single tank I hate more time. Hori, I think, just shot though. So what I'm gonna do... Alright, the Hori definitely just shot now. I'm gonna move up over here. Where I don't think the Hori will be able to hit me. Okay. Oh, I'm screwed, aren't I? I might be. No, I'm definitely screwed. Oh, yeah, I might be. Wow, and my armor got damaged, so I literally can't reload. Well, at this point, the only play that I can make is to not shoot the Hori because he broke my gun. Damn, that sucks. I mean, it's fine. The Hori died for it. Again, like, these players are YOLOing to kill me and they're dying for it. Every single time I have died, they've lost the game because of it. That Hori should have just stayed in cover there. Should have been able to shoot my teammates and would have been completely fine, and I would have shot at the 907. But that Hori instead decided, no, I'm going to literally kill myself for no reason. I don't know if it's people tunneling this tank, what exactly it is, but this is why whenever a new tank gets released, I don't play it on my main account. I play it on my press account, because whenever a new tank does get released, you just get games like this, where people literally YOLO for no reason. Like, there is no advantage to YOLOing. There's none. 907's gonna die now, there you go, and they lose again. I mean, this is what, like, the second game now in a row where the enemy team both tunneled me and lost the game because of it. It's pretty funny. These are some unenjoyable wins. Yeah, they are very unenjoyable, Dragon. I can't really blame the tank either. It's like, it's just whatever. I'm not going to say the play I made was bad either, because I just wanted to get behind that ridge there so the Hori couldn't shoot me, and then shoot those tanks on the side. But nope, we're going to YOLO. Oh well, we penned one shot that game. That was a pretty tragic game. We won though. We are winning. We have won a decent amount of battles so far. We're just not getting out damage right now. Not a bad map. As I said, there were no heavies to fight. And I think that's the problem right now, is just the meta more than the tank. We're in a meta where you literally just don't fight heavies. If you do, it's great. If you can go up against the mouse in this thing, or like that one game where we went up against that VZ55, you can literally kill the tank in like 5 seconds. But the problem is you have to be able to get into that situation. And right now, I don't know if it's just the update teams or whatnot, but right now that's seeming to be a little bit harder to get. This game, even then, there's only 2 heavies. We do have a mouse, but you can see what I mean, guys. The problem with Blitz right now is it's usually 2 mediums, 2 heavies, and then 3 tank destroyers. It needs to be 2 tank destroyers, 2 mediums, and then 3 heavies. That's what the ideal Blitz matchup should be. And I'd like, as I've said in the past, to make a 10 versus 10. And then you could have, 4 or 5 heavies, 2 mediums, 2 tank destroyers. That would be a lot better. But the problem right now is we're not getting that. So a lot of the matches are just weird. They're very weird. It's better than, I don't know. It's hard for me to make an opinion on this tank just because of the games that we're getting. Like, if we were getting games where I could be like, oh, this is normal, the enemy's going here, it would be whatever, but it's kind of being the opposite of that. There you go. Nice shot to the STB. Like, you can see when you actually get the opportunity to use the tank, it feels fine. Let's see if that mouse tries crossing. Hey, dude. And then he drives out, brother. Come on, reload. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go, 528. So even at distance, this gun actually seems to actually hit pretty hard. So that's nice. We're aiming on the lower plate. I should just load gold. Because of this thing's accuracy, it definitely seems like loaded gold is just the way to go. Alright, we got a 183 on us, which we did hit. You can definitely see at distance how that alpha's bad, and okay. 183 just snaps me for 1,037. We love the 183. It's good for me. Freaking 183s, dude. I'm gonna cross this. The 183 shouldn't be able to move it. Over here. He left, so we're completely fine. Alright, aiming. I'm going to shoot the Bliska pizza. What? Okay. This game's really trying to make me angry right now. My RNG is actually just awful. There we go. 634. Still a good roll. Even at this distance, this gun is hitting pretty hard, to be honest. Nice. 151. This is one of the first games I've actually played in the tank where I, got no other something weird happened. Right, aiming. 3. Okay, guess we're not getting any damage into this guy. Autoloader's still managing to suck every bit of damage away. Am I gonna be tunneled? No. Okay, good. Yeah, this was a good game, as we can see. Gun worked for the most part. We had some troll moments, but gun worked, and we did a lot of damage. Which random outs, But this was a better game. 4,500 damage. You can see how when you're not rushed and you're given that opportunity to actually do what you want, it's totally fine. But you have to be given that opportunity. And that's where this vehicle is definitely struggling a little bit. So, if we can get more games like that, it'll be great. We're going to play for probably about 15 more minutes, and then I don't know what I'm going to do, because I can't really record with this microphone. Imagine this tank with reactive. Imagine, bruh.
What's our check your DMs?
Oh, God. What did you send me? You inspired me to start my own channel. I don't even see that guy. Where did you even screenshot that?
In chat.
Where? How long ago?
No, not that long ago.
Uh-huh. Well, at least I got the Wi-Fi and everything set up. We're all good. I need to figure out how I want to do this chair. I have this lever here that I can adjust, and then I can, bend the chair back. And this thing goes, all the way back, dude. I'm gone. But, oh, that's, no, I've become squished. No, wait, I want it more up.
You like getting squished.
A little less. Let's try that. I think that's as good as it's gonna get there.
What is this? Is this a new chair or is that your chair from the other house?
It's the same chair. I
Okay.
kept my gold chair at that house. That's why I was recording with it for the last week before I moved.
Okay.
This one got shipped here. My car is getting shipped here in 4 to 5 days.
It's probably a lot of fucking money moving everything.
It is. How many positions that chair has? All of them, indeed. All of them. I really haven't seen a lot of these tanks. It's either a sign that Blitz is dead or that people don't want to grind it. Probably both.
Like I said, I think the most hype was earlier when it was just released.
Yeah.
Like I said, because it was literally 4 or 5 of them on each team.
I am spotted. Yeah, this tank's mobility now is so much better than the rest.
Maybe the hype is over.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll post my video on it later today. See, like, look at this
But it's
lineup
funny.
again, dude. They have 1 heavy, 3 tank destroyers, 3 mediums. This is the problem with Blitz. It's just there's no heavies anymore. The whole point of this tank is to farm heavies. And, like, I can do that. This E75 is an absolute farm. But the problem is, it's just an E75. That's it.
Yes, Droodles have moved, guys. He's in Arizona. Oh my god, why do everybody...
That guy's dead.
It feels the same like with the giveaways.
Yeah, this
When
thing
everybody
gets
asks.
hard now. Like, again, when you can get this thing to work, it feels great. You just gotta be able to get that opportunity to use the gun. Alright, I'm gonna be smart about this. Not climb up that ridge there. That ridge is death. Never ever go up that ridge, guys, if you've won this flank. However, I take it back. We're gonna have to. Because the enemy team is on the other side already. But still, going up that ridge is sus. I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, wait. Put back up a teeny bit. There we go. 600. Pretty nice. You gonna shoot him, Waffle? You're just gonna sit there? What's the game plan, dude? Nice, thank you. That's what I need. Alright, I'm gonna try and push the T100. See if I can get that player. This thing's mobility is great, though. It really is. I'm going to ignore the Fosh. I'm going to push the T100. Hoping that our WT can clear that. Nice. WT does get clear. And we have the T100 right in front of me. As long as I sit right here, the WZ should be a pretty easy clear for my teammate. I'm just gonna wait here. Bro, that WT needs to go. I'm just gonna keep waiting. Nice, there you go. WT did his job, which now gives me the ability to push up. And as much as this T100 wants to run for me, it's not really going to mean much. 777 damage there, and you're cooked. Again, like, guys, this thing's damage output is crazy. And look at this thing's reload. Like, that's insane. There you go. Took our Waffenpfleger a couple brain cells to realize what I needed him to do. And if he had taken longer, it could have been a little sus. I wasn't going to shoot. But the problem was, if that T100 tried to get behind me, I would have had to shoot. Because then I would have been cooked. The moment that T100 would have tried to get behind me, I would have been cooked. Because then the WZ could have driven up. So, what needed to happen was that Waffle needed to get there. And thankfully he did. So I'll give him credit. As a 49%er, I will give that player credit. You know? They actually did a decent job. So, as you can see, now we're starting to get okay games again in this vehicle. Let's see, we're on Desert Sands, not a bad map. Wonder when we're going to add Finland to the game. Are there Finnish tanks, though?
Mm-hmm.
There are?
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I've
They just died. Oh, the ISU is the fastest, reloading 640. Well, first of all, there's tier 10s with 640. Well, actually, are there any tier 10s with 640 anymore? This is probably the best map to get this tank on. Oh, 100 shot. And the 113 shot. There you go, 597. We can kind of a face hug. There you go.
It's like they had a British built Vickers 6-ton, later the T26E, T26B, T5, BT7, and T34. The Stack 3 and the Panzer 4 medium. So they use mostly other countries' tanks.
Which is what I thought. Okay, this is where this tank is pretty insane.
Only
Dude.
the only Finnish tank that's only to them is the BT42.
Oh, okay. Dang. I couldn't angle it. I got stuck on the corner. That was a really good game, though. I mean, I have a full health super conk who literally sat here and just didn't do anything to help me. But apart from that, the Gonkiewicza really farmed this game. This was definitely the best game to showcase where this tank can be OP. By far. Like, I kind of did everything in this map. Nice. Alright. Nice. This will be a win, thankfully. If we had lost this game after the amount of damage that I did, I was going to have a serious problem. Where's Droodles at? What do you mean, where am I at? I'm literally still visible on this map.
He just became a little bit more dark. Trying to be African.
Yeah, it's not so fun when you don't have teammates as a super con. Maybe in the future you help your freaking teammate, and then you won't be stuck in a situation like this. Isn't that crazy, dude? Wow. Whoa. I especially could have done, like, so much damage this game if that super con didn't screw me over. I probably could have done, like, maybe close to 8,000 damage. I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah, so now we know why your mic sounds so funny. You're in Phoenix, Phantom Phoenix basement.
Ah, yes. Still a pretty good game. I am going to give my super con thumbs down, though. Do your job as a teammate. Stop camping behind your players that are bleeding health for you. It's not hard to be a teammate, dude. But that's funny, is people like that say, like, oh, I did my job. I did 5,000 damage. Yeah, you did your job camping behind me. I literally took so much damage for that dude to do nothing. What the heck is this event? One of the three? I need to minimize my game so it loads.
It's like 3 tanks you can get again.
Well, it's not loading, so whatever. Classic wargaming client being a piece of trash. Oh well. Oh well. Alright, guys. I'm going to do a couple more games, then we'll call it. I mean, we're doing all right now. 3,200 average damage with 80% win rate. The win rate is much harder to achieve than damage. I mean, I can always increase damage if I want, but increasing win rate is something that's much, much harder to do, right? So that's the thing that I always tell people. Win rate will always be the hardest thing. That's 77% with 78 battles. Ooh, woo. Is that living? No. Wargaming giving us very original event names, indeed. You can get the Epic Hero and Comp Pans with Tier 8 Medium. Should go to T27. You mean the Comp Panther Project? It's not the 68 credit, right? No, it is. It's the Comp Panther Project 68 credit. Because the Comp Panther 07P is the Tier 9. 2 Super Dogs. That's so cringe, bro. That event never loads. No, it doesn't load on the Wargaming client because Wargaming doesn't know how to design a game properly. On their own client. Heard the Sheridan Missile event was on the 12th. I don't know. I haven't really looked at any Blitz news or anything until I will take a look later today. Maybe we got a super con in the front. Go on the side. This is already going to be cringe. And if they have a Sheridan to get on my side, I'm actually screwed already. So I need to back up in this spot. I have no choice. Because our STB is camping. Yeah, let me move.
Man, I'm probably gonna flip and sleep after this stream.
Makes sense.
Cool.
Oh, they have a Sheridan and a Leopard. How fair.
Because since you've not been streaming, I've been sleeping early. Right, so my sleep schedule is quite fixed.
I hate how Wargaming allows tank destroyers in this back spot. Yeah, it's so stupid, bro. Yeah, which means I should theoretically be able to move up just like that. There you go. Nice. Okay. It's possible. Oh, the Yo's there. Why is the Yo there, bro? I mean, this team's already cooked, dude. Just fully cooked. There's a 433. Reloading. Ah, nice. Okay, did scope that too. Oh, there's a freaking Yag on me, dude. Oh, thank God. I was gonna be so pissed if that Yag had the opportunity. What is that, bruh? Oh my God, I'm dead. I'm just fully dead. I hate this game. I really do. I hate it so much sometimes.
But yet you still play it.
Oh, I didn't even type in the right chat. Oh well. That super conk was like purposely done blocking me so I couldn't shoot the enemy Yag. Congratulations. Tank's fine. It's just, again, you get in these games 2 freaking super conks, like, okay, dude. Cringe. It's just cringe. Anybody that's platooning double super conk is lame. I don't care. It's just lame. I mean, we're doing fine in the tank. As I said, there's just nothing you can do when you're stuck in that type of situation. It's just so cringe. That super conk was gay. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, God forbid I try to deal 1700 damage, bro. God forbid. It's just... I've said it in the past. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are as a player, and it doesn't matter how good the tank you're driving is. If you're up against these just cringe platoons, there's nothing you can do. So my Supremacy on... No, I like Supremacy on. I don't know why that wasn't on to begin with. But it's just... It's not fun to have... Or it's not possible to have fun in games where you're up against 2 platooning super conquerors. And then they also have 2 mediums, and you only have 1 medium. So you can't win medium side. There's no way I'm trusting an STB to support me on medium flank. So I'm not going there. And we lost medium flank. But it's not just that. Then you have the heavy flank, and they have 2 super conks with reactive, and then behind the super conk they have an M6 and a YAG. And your team has a useless mouse and E100 that literally do nothing to help you. If that E100 had distracted the YAG, I could have pushed the super conk and killed him. But with that YAG just allowing to sit there, it's just so pointless. And of course I have to fight the super conks again. What do I get? I get a 40-05 too. Like, really, dude? Really? I hate cringe platoons. It's the biggest thing that makes me hate playing this game. Double E50M, double Super Conqueror, double AMX M4. Learn how to actually play the game and drive something that's fun instead of just cringing every battle you play, dude. It's just so irritating. Thanks, 60. Great job blocking, dude. And now, not only did you, Thanks, 60. Thanks, 60. Thanks, bro. There goes my game already. I hate turretless tank destroyers sometimes, I really do. There's nothing that pisses me off more than when you have a teammate that goes into the spot and then blocks you, and then you have to drive all the way out into the open to get the shot, and then they back up, exposing your entire hull because of that. Oh, great. I love the good spot. Of course they had a YAG camping in the back, so I just can't do anything. It's just one of these games. Yes, good job, team. Look at that, guys. Once again, we only have 1 medium, and that 1 medium is dead. So already we're just screwed. How helpful, dude. If I drive into the dip, those super conks will go. It's 100%. They have nothing better than their times. Okay. That's fun. That's really fun.
I've also noticed this. If you just play on certain times, then you've got the okay teams. Like this time, and a little bit earlier in the day, it's like flipping horrible teams.
This is nothing you can do in these games.
Like the times when you do your late streams, by that time or a little bit later, you play then you get quite decent teams. But then all the flipping children.
Yeah, when you play later,
sleeping.
it's because you don't have people like this that are just being cringe. I don't know,
The kids are sleeping.
that YAG just went through. Well, actually, no, it looks like the YAG shot HE. The other shell? Yeah, it was an HE. I mean, their whole team's just can't. They're gonna lose. Again, it's just so many games. They just all tunnel me and then lose because of it every single battle. But it's just hard to have fun in the tank when this is happening. 60 TP screwed up. As long as this... No, you know what? Actually, it still could be a loss. Because the 60's going to die. Yeah, and then our Badger killed himself. Yep, there you go. How fun. Isn't fighting double super conk really fun, dude? It's so fun to fight it. I love going up against the 2 best heavies in the game with reactive armor. Yeah, I can tell you, Dragon, for a fact that the easiest way to counter this tank is just use reactive armor. I mean, there's nothing you can do. Oh, we have the 40-05. He's going to win. Oh yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Having no turn is so annoying. I agree. I do agree. I've said it in the past. It's not the fact that the tank itself doesn't have a turret. It's your teammate. That 60 TP single-handedly screwed me up. Like, that 60 TP forced me to have to drive out further to try and shoot that 50B. When he should have been the one that went wide. Because that tank can reverse faster than me. That tank has a turret. And when you're put in that situation, you're just screwed. You're literally just screwed when that happens. And it's just so annoying, dude. It's the one thing I don't like about tank destroyers, is that your teammates get in your way. And when they do, it just ruins the fun. So much, bro. It really does ruin the fun. So, the easiest way to counter this tank is called have teammates. I mean, I lost 1,300 health from that 60 TP doing that move right there. So, I probably would have been fine if that hadn't happened. Especially because the Yag fired an HE at me. It's why he penned me. I was wondering why the Yag was able to pen me on that angle. It's because he just HE splashed me. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, I mean, it's just hard for me to really make an opinion on this vehicle when these are the teammates we get every game, dude. It's just not fun. You know, I haven't played Blitz in like 3 days because I've been on the road, and I legitimately forgot how unfun Blitz can be. I really did. Yeah, good job, Tactical. You're a knock splitter too, you're not bad at the game, but that was an absolutely terrible play for you. I knew I out-reloaded him too, so not really sure why Tactical made that play. Ooh, that was terrible. We weren't that far away, so I don't know why my shell rolled that low. Let's see, I have the 268 over here, which I don't have the impression for it. Unfortunately, again, that ISM was in my way because I don't have a turret. I just didn't have the ability to do anything. Yeah, definitely being a turretless tank destroyer has some massive downsides. And we're doing fine in this game. Like, again, when you're given that opportunity to make a push, this thing does great. But it's just when you're not given that opportunity, it feels really bad. And we're getting terrible rolls. That was within 50 meters and we did, like, no damage. So I don't know what went on there. That was just a bad shot. I'll admit that. I shouldn't have snapped that. But it was a good game. It was definitely a good game. These are the games that I want in this vehicle, you know? These are the kind of games I expect, where somebody makes a misplay, you punish them by dealing a lot of damage, and then you back up, reload, do it again. Those are the games that I expect out of this tank. The problem is when you get games where you can't actually use... Also, what is this bad chat doing? But when you get games where you can't actually use the gun, and as I said, you're up against like double platooning super conks or something like that, that's where it's really cringe. That's where it's really, really cringe. So that game was fine. 3,800 damage, we aced it, we did top of the team. That was a good game. And when you're given games like that, it feels fine. So, 525 was a minimal? It must have been. But you can see the experience I'm having in this vehicle. I think it's just teams. I'm going to be entirely honest. I think right now, the reason we're not having fun is because of teams. I don't think it's the actual tank struggling. Like, I just think it's these matchups. I think that's the problem we're having. Like, again, this game, there's one medium on each side, so I have to just hope that our medium wins. And you could say, oh, but go medium side. But I'm not going to go medium side in this thing. There's 4 heavies in this matchup, so I kind of just have to hope that my medium doesn't suck. What we're going to do this game is we're going to go wide. But it looks like the enemy team is not going wide. So instead of not going wide, we're going to cut through low. Here we go. Yeah, for my review on this tank, I'm probably going to say it's still very good. And I think that's what we're going to stick with, because it does seem very good. It's just team dependent, like every other tank destroyer, but that was always going to be a fact. TDs by nature will always be team dependent. It's just the way they're designed. Alright, VK-72 shot, which means I can climb up and aim it on this vehicle. Here we go. Aiming. Boom. There we go. 647. Now we back up. Let's see, let me put on my adrenaline. See, now this is where this tank feels crazy, because we've gotten... Oh, never mind. We can't have that. But we will out-reload this VK. I will get another shell into this player before they have the ability. I'm getting salty, guys. I'm getting a little salty, I'm not gonna lie. There you go. That's all I wanted before. That's all I wanted. 5A gets shot. We're gonna load in a high explosive. Oh, we got the 5 over here. Yeah, the chieftain just shot. I need to aim on the 5. There we go, 652. Nice. Alright, reload again. 3, 2, 1. Boom. 548. Yeah, this gun's starting to chunk now. It's starting to chunk. Again, like when you're given that opportunity to actually use this thing properly, it feels great. Of course. Get out of here, Burza. I knew it. I knew that that 183 was going to be somewhere stupid. I just knew it. Nice. 603 into the grill. We backed up before he could hit me, so we did a lot there. We're already over 3K. See? Again, when you're given the opportunity to push, it does great. And this game had a lot of heavies on the team, so even though a couple of my shots did end up missing, we still had overall a pretty enjoyable experience. Nice shot into the cron, even at this distance, it still rolled 400, which is pretty good for the most part. So we're just going to wait here. We'll see if that cron decides to poke again. E4 kind of not team dependent. Yeah, but the E4 is not really a true tank destroyer, isn't that? E4 is more of a... It's a heavy in the form of a tank destroyer. So it's very different in that regard. I will say, once we swapped it to Supremacy, the teams have been more effective. And as long as we don't fight that cringe super comp platoon, we're doing fine. So... I'm stuck on this wall. But yeah, like, this game we're doing completely fine here. It's only, as I said, it's only when you're in these really cringe matchups where it doesn't do well, but I think it's more just luck at that point than anything else. Let's see. Come on, climb! Nice, okay. Aiming, and fire. There you go, nice 522. That was a good game, see? This game we did 4,600 damage, and we won. So not a bad game at all. Sweet. Alright, we're going to do one last game, then we're going to call this stream for today, guys. So, yeah, that's as simple as it is. Alright, not a bad game, though. Not a bad game. Yeah, I'm liking this tank. I'm liking it. I actually think we're going to get a better job balancing it than I originally thought. I thought this thing was going to be really OP. But it's becoming apparent to me that while the DPM is great, it's not as crazy high as I thought it was going to be. I was kind of thinking to myself that I could shoot like 2 shells for every 1 shell the VK-72 fires. But at least in that situation there, it felt more like I get like 1.8 out. And it is a lot, right? If an E100 shoots, you can shoot him back twice. That's crazy. But the thing I've definitely noticed is that you can't play it as aggressive as you'd think on paper. Again, if you have teammates, you're fine. If the Rhino and the IS-7 support me, I'm totally fine here. But I need that support. And look at this. There goes the Rhino. Like, there they go. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean. I need that support at base A, and these bozos just refuse to give me it, bruh. Like, I don't understand it. As long as I get team support, I'm totally fine. And they're like, nah, why would I want to drive my heavy tank to the heavy flank? That would be too easy, bro. Nice shot. I don't like this position I'm in here. This is actually a bad... Okay.
Yeah, but your motto is usually when it's not supremacy, you go to medium flank, and when it's supremacy, you go A side.
Yeah. Yeah, El Bozo. See, like, this is what I mean, guys. As long as I have a teammate supporting me, I'm totally fine here. Alright, that's 60 foot on adrenaline. I'm just gonna back up. It's not gonna give me the opportunity to farm me. Do need to back up myself, though, over here. So that the Ashation doesn't have the ability to hit me. Yeah, bye-bye, Batchat. Bye-bye. Nice, 556, but now my lower plate is no longer in, so this is not a good spot to be stuck in, as you guys can see. I will get a shot into this IMC, and I actually out-reloaded the IMC, which means if I sit here, this shell here... Oh, no, see, now that's not what I want. There you go. That's actually quite nice there. And then I can get a nice shell, and then reload, and then hope that the Gonkiewicza actually decides to face up me, which gives me the ability to reload, and his upper plate for 752, reload again, aiming on the side of this guy. There we go. Angle. See, that was a good game. We did 4,600 damage in that short amount of time. And imagine if Bozo Man and the Rhino and the IS-7, instead of going to the medium flank, had helped me on the heavy flank, right? This is what I'm talking about. When you're able to get this gun to actually work, this tank feels really, really freaking strong. And even in that short game there, I did 4,500 damage. So I've had some really good experiences even when my teammates refuse to support me. And it does get out a lot of damage. The problem is you're a tank destroyer, and you don't have the ability to hold people. And when people YOLO, even if you have that crazy good DPM, really all you're going to do is farm them out. So it's still good when you get farmed, right? If I get a win and deal 4,500 damage, I'm totally fine with that. But the thing that you have to remember is that if you don't have support, it's just going to fall apart, right? All I had was a tier 9 heavy support. It's not enough. You need a Rhino. You need an IS-7. And as I keep saying, your teammates are freaking apes, and instead of helping you, they go to the wrong side of the map, dude. That's the problem. That's what we've had every single game. Every game. It's just your tanks that you rely on. Like, we did really good there. That was probably the best game. That with the Desert Sands game was probably the best battle to really showcase where this tank's gun feels really good. So overall today, we did fine in the tank. We did over 3K. We did over 75-ish% win rate. The tank's fine. And obviously, it's only the first 15 battles. If we waited a week or two for the matchmaker to normalize and we took out some of the bad games, we'd probably be sitting close to 3,600. So we'll see. I haven't played this tank on my main account yet. Later this week, I'll do a stream on my main account with this vehicle, and we'll see what I can average. Obviously, my press account, I'm not tryharding either. It's a bit of a difference. But in general, the tank's fine. It's been doing really good. It's just every now and then you get one of those awful teams, and it falls apart because you don't have heavy support. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed the stream, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
I play with a better mic.